lost track of time. I was busy working here.
You were busy working. Hey, hello. We are here. A couple minutes late, but that's okay. At least that's okay for us. I hope it's okay for you. Welcome to Raincross Farms Makery. We are doing a mid-afternoon live today. We've got some things going on this evening. And so we are actually going to be finishing up a project we started last night. So if you weren't able to catch our live doing the first part of this project, in the pinned comment is a link to the replay if you'd like to watch that. So, introductions. My name is Robin, and behind the camera and computer is Bill. Again, we're Raincross Farms Makery. We're coming to you just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. And we love to craft, and we love to share our crafts with you and inspire you to do creative things. So if you are here, hop on, say hello. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Patty. How is everybody? Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming back if you watched it yesterday. So we're going to finish up. You know the drill. If you watch a live, this really helps out the people who are producing Facebook Lives. If you would love our page, follow our page, and share out our videos, that would be great. Hey, Cheryl, fur and feathered. Yep, you've got it. I think that about covers it. We have no scaly friends or anything like that. Anyway, let's get to getting. This was the first half of our project last night. We have this set of designs that are travel themed. They're called the Anywhere With You collection. And so I was out looking for an old suitcase, one of the hard-sided suitcases, not one of the soft-sided, and because I had seen somebody do a project on a suitcase using these designs, and I thought it looked adorable. I couldn't find a suitcase, but I was at a thrift shop and I found this briefcase. It's a leather briefcase. And you may have heard me, thank you, Cheryl. You may have heard me say last night that I got this for $1.99. It's a little scuffed up. That's okay. I kind of want it to look scuffed up. I want it to have a travel vibe like it has been around the world. So this is the side we did. We used our Big Daddy roadmap transfer in the background. So that is meant to look like a roadmap. And then we used part of another transfer. We've already cut it up, but the May Your Journey Always Bring You Home. And then on the other side, we're going to put this, hold my hand and I'll go anywhere with you. And it's got some suitcases. And then we're going to put on some of our travel stamps that kind of look like what goes on a passport. Or so I'm told. I don't know. I have a passport. It has no stamps in it. Okay, we also made this half of this cute little tag with that little, what did we call it? A dropped pin. A dropped pin on Google. Okay, we're going to put something on the back of it later. Okay, so let's get going. We used, hold on. I'm going to, while I think about it, I'm going to pull up the video on my phone so I can see comments a little bit closer. Okay, set this aside. So we're going to do the other side. Okay. Now we used ink on this. You could use paste because it's not going to be used as a briefcase. It's going to be used as a decorative piece, probably on a coffee table or a shelf, or we have like a sofa table that I might put it on. Just kind of a little, put some other little travel-y type things on it. So I could do it in paste because it's not going to get wet and it's probably not going to get scuffed up. But I also wanted to try using ink, and it worked. This was ink. It worked really well. So this could get wet. I could take a damp cloth and rub this down if I needed to. So we're gonna continue with ink, but you could just as easily use paste and then not have to heat set it. So on this side, we're going to do the hold my hand and I'll go anywhere with you. And we're also going to use these travel stamps. So I am going to do what I do. I don't like to, on this size backer sheet, I don't like to cut it completely apart because then I have all these little pieces. So I'm going to cut just the transfer and leave the backer sheet intact. So I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to lightly cut through those exposed threads on the screen and not go through the backer sheet. That way I can peel off the pieces and kind of put them back like a puzzle on one full backer sheet. And let's cut some of these. And that one's not straight, and I have to go ziggity zag.
Ziggity zag?
Ziggity zag. You heard me. You heard me.
Is that a technical term?
That is a very technical term. Ziggity zag. Woogity. Woogity is what it is. That is even more technical.
Was woogity one of your boys' words? Is that one Daniel came up with?
Probably. Sounds like something he'd come up with. Okay, so I've got those separated, hopefully. And let's put this here. And I want to, because this is sticky, and when I go to pull it up, I don't want it to stretch when I try to pull it off. So I'm going to fuzz it. This is going to be centered on there. And then I'm going to put those little stamps all around it. And then we'll talk about colors in a minute. So, who all is out there? Say hello if you haven't already. I believe I have a Patty and a Melissa and a Cheryl and a Bill. Anybody else out there? And if you accidentally stick it on itself, just be calm and gently pull it apart. I don't think that's how you spell woogity. That looks like woo giddy. That looks like woo giddy. Okay, fuzz, fuzz, fuzz.
Well, the next question is how do you spell it?
I don't know. I don't know, but that doesn't look like it. I have to try it and see it. Okay, so fuzz on the back to lighten up some of that stickiness. Our transfers are meant to be reusable 10 to 12 times, guaranteed by the company, but I know you can get more. You can get more uses out of them. I wonder if I should go lower on this. No. I'm going to put this in the middle.
Cheryl says that giddy.
Woo giddy. Okay, woo giddy. I don't know.
Oh, I like woo giddy.
Woo giddy. Okay, woogity. Okay. I'm going to push that down. And then, let's see. I think I'm just going to kind of, they're not going to be straight. I'm just going to.
I still can't remember if that's one of your boys.
Well, I know we said our refrigerator was woogity.
Woogity.
Woogity. Okay. How many do I have? I have 12 of these.
So I think before you start putting all those down,
Uh-huh.
My thought is, and I know it would drive you up a wall most likely, but remember that, hi Nancy.
Hey Nancy.
I think of a passport goes over the top of lines. They ignore that kind of stuff, and it just goes everywhere instead of being in a straight line or across the top. You might want to just make them really random after you put the first one down.
I am putting them on woogity.
Well, in a nice straight line.
Okay.
You can do it your way, baby. It'll drive you nuts.
It will. Okay, let's see. Let's do a Let's do this one. Up here. That. Okay, let's do. And we will put that one sideways and this one up here. And this one. Here. Do. And there. Just random. And oh, we gotta have Paris. Gotta have Paris.
Gotta have Paris.
Gotta have Paris.
We haven't been to Paris yet.
We've been to Perris.
That's true.
Okay. And I used all but 2. Okay. Now, the colors I wanted to use, what I used on the back here is I realized I wanted to use this color Dune, but I realized I didn't have it in ink. I only had it in paste. So what we did is we mixed up some light brown. It's not exactly like that, but similar. It's kind of a, we used some white ink and we used some bark ink and mixed it together, and it worked perfectly fine. So keep that in mind. You can mix colors of your ink. And we also did some black. So let's see. Do I want to do like every other stamp a different black, tan, black, tan, black, tan? Is that what I want to do? Any ideas? And then let's see. I'm thinking this. I probably should have thunk it through earlier. You know what? I didn't fuzz those little ones. We'll see how it works. They're less to pull up anyway.
Carol says she's been to Paris, Texas.
Well, there you go. We are world travelers. Our son has been to Paris. Our son went all the way to Paris on our dime and didn't bring back a souvenir. So we made him go online and buy something from Paris. Okay. Help here. How about the suitcases in black, the words in tan, and then every other stamp, black, tan, black, tan, black, tan?
I think some of those stamps ought to be in red.
Will red show up? Got red. Okay.
Bright enough red.
So black and red, or red and tan, red and tan, red and tan. I think the stamps are going to be darker colors. Right? So let's do. Ooh, I can do the little hearts in red.
Of course you can.
Do the little, okay, this is what we're doing. I'm going to do that last. I'm going to do the little red hearts. Little red hearts. And I'm going to get a little half squeegee somewhere down here. I have a mini squeegee that I cut in half. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to do that heart in red.
Can you do that with like a paintbrush, or do you have to use the squeegee?
Well, the squeegee kind of gives it a really nice smooth surface, but the paintbrush, it's not always smooth, and that is actually too thick. Not too thick, too wide. So I'm going to get my detail tool, which has a little teeny tiny little squeegee for those small spaces. Okay. And then let's see. I'm going to do like every other one of these red.
You need some traveling music on.
Do we?
I don't know what that is, but
rolling, rolling, rolling.
Oh, I'd be traveling.
I don't know. What is your favorite traveling music? What kind of, if you went on a road trip or if you were going to be in an airplane for 5 hours and wanted to listen to music, what would you listen to? What is your traveling music? You know what comes to mind with me is that when we travel, what is memorable to me is when you play the Beach Boys. I don't know why.
What do you remember? Where were we at the last time I played the Beach Boys when we were traveling?
Were we heading to the vet in Enterprise?
I believe so.
Yeah, it just seems like we played a lot of Beach Boys when we traveled, and now it just seems like the traveling music of choice. So, country and Christian. Okay, awesome. Hey, Pamela, welcome from New Hampshire. We are glad to have you here. We are doing part 2, which is also a standalone. But if you're interested in seeing part 1, I have a link to it in the pinned comment. But we are doing part 2 of a suitcase project. It's really a briefcase. So I'm going to carefully peel that up. Okay, so it's not super, there's not a super amount of contrast on the red. But that's okay. It's not really meant to be seen at a distance, but I've got those little stamps. And if I really am not happy with it, I can go over it again after it dries. Okay. So can you see those? Yeah, they're there. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to do black on the other ones. My traveling bag. So again, I got this briefcase. It's a leather briefcase. It's a really nice one for $1.99 at a thrift store. So I wasn't too worried if I messed it up because it was only $1.99, although I would have been sad because I like it. But I'm trying to kind of make it look like a suitcase or give that suitcase vibe. And I'm using our Anywhere With You series of transfers. If you are interested in these transfers that I'm using or some of the ink that I'm using, you can comment anywhere in the comments and you will get a link to my chalk site and you can see their prices and other things we have available. So that word is anywhere because this is the Anywhere With You series. Okay, probably going to use that again. Check my fingers. Peel up the black. Okay.
Nancy said she's got to run.
Okay.
She to finish the video, and then she said she listens to country and Christian.
Okay.
Cheryl says anything from the 60s and early 70s. That's all on my phone, Cheryl.
he's got a gazillion songs on his phone.
I do. And Pamela, you said hi to Pamela.
Okay. Well, see you later, Nancy. Thanks for popping in, and please watch the replay. We would love to have you see the rest of it. Okay. Suitcases black and these words in tan. Executive decision. I'm going to avoid that heart. Soothing music, sounds of water, bird. Oh, I can't have sounds of water on a trip. It's bad enough as it is. My problem would be I'd want to start singing and they would want to throw me off the plane. Oh, well. Their loss, right? Make a joyful noise.
I was going to ask Nancy if she's listened to, she said country and Christian, and one of my favorites is
I kind of messed
Alan
up that
Jackson,
part.
what he did for his mom.
Mm.
The hymns that Alan Jackson, Precious
Yep.
Memories.
Precious memories. Okay, I may have messed up that top part, but that's okay. I can mess up the bottom part too, and then they'll match.
What could you want? I got text messages from Ed. I have to.
Uh-oh. How's he doing?
Well, I'm thinking he's bored because he said, "Are you doing anything interesting today?"
Okay, I may have messed up those hearts. I might go over them again with red. Okay, what did I say? I'm going to do tan. To clean off my fingers. I'm going to get my tan, my homemade tan, which is just brown and white. And let's do hold my hand and I'll go anywhere with you. And I see I dribbled water in it, so I hope it doesn't bleed. I'm a whole bunch of what not to do today.
Okay, you can learn from that too.
Yep, make sure your hands are dry before you go to ink them.
Now, see, that's a hold my hand and I'll go anywhere with you. Reminds me of what's his name? Would you go with me?
Oh,
Josh Turner.
Josh Turner.
And can't think of the name of it. Streets and something fire.
Okay. As I washed my hands, but I didn't completely dry it, and so it was dripping on this. So hopefully it didn't bleed, but we shall see. Peel this up. Oh, I think, a little bit bleeding right there, but that's okay. I think I got lucky. Hey, and my hearts look good too. Woohoo! Hold my hand and I'll go anywhere with you. Let me pull out another one of these. Okay.
Oh, that is the name of it. Would you go with me?
Okay, so I'm not quite ready to clean these yet. So I'm just going to spray them with water so that ink doesn't dry. Not that it's the end of the world if it does dry, but it just makes my job a little easier when I go to clean it if it's still damp. Now, I'm still dripping stuff. Now, ordinarily, I would tell you with ink to let it air dry. Let it sit overnight till it's good and dry, and then heat set it. But we don't have that kind of time, so I'm gonna cheat, and I'm going to dry it with my dryer, and then we will heat set it. And again, I used ink straight on leather. If it was plastic, I'd be afraid that it would melt when I heat set it. But I think leather is pretty sturdy. And obviously it worked on the other side. So I'm just going to air dry this a bit. And we do that because if it's not completely dry, when you go to heat set it, it's going to kind of smear if it's not dry. So we don't want that. What happened to your other spray? Oh, it's here. I think it's overfilled. This one is overfilled, so I kind of need to work with it till it works better. And then I have this one, but it doesn't stop spraying, and so I just use this one because it's Old Faithful, I guess. Nope, I've got them all. We just have a variety. Yeah, you might be right. No water sounds. Depends on how close to the bathroom you're sitting. And if you're on an aisle. I'm thinking of driving in a car. Bill's already, I think he knows where every rest stop is between here and anywhere we've ever been. I'm liking how this looks. Did I get any hearts? Give me some hearts if you like this. I might have missed them. You might have already given me some. There's some thumbs up, woohoo, and some big laughy faces. Okay. Let me just see. Still slightly tacky, but not wet. The red is taking a little longer to dry. And someone was on last night and reminded me that when it's humid, it takes a lot longer for paint to dry. And it has been very humid. I've had some, sometimes it's hard to find a good spray bottle. Yes, it is. I do really like our chalk one, but it's well used, and I think it's got a glitch. Sometimes if I overfill it, it doesn't want to spray. So it may be time to replace that one. Okay, I think that is dry enough. And I'm going to put away my ink, put the lids back on. And now, there's a couple of ways you can heat set this. Basically, you need to use an iron. Sometimes I use my big Cricut Easy Press, my big 9x9, and that way I can get it all done at once or close to it. But you can also do it with an everyday household iron. And so last night, that's what I showed everyone, how you can do it with just a regular iron. Because sometimes I feel like people think, oh, I can't afford that big old iron, so I can't do this project. So I'm going to do it with a household iron, although it is a mini household iron, but it works just the same. This is capable of having steam, but you don't want steam. You know water in your iron. And because of those little holes where the steam is meant to come out, you don't want to set this down and leave it, or you will get little indentations. You'll get little marks where those holes are, so you don't want that. So I've got this set to medium high, and I'm putting parchment paper over the top, and I am just, for about 4 minutes, I'm just going to run this iron over here, over all of that ink, and heat setting it. So if you had a Cricut Easy Press or a what are those big daddies called? Making screen prints. Heat press, just a plain old heat press. I would set it at 350 degrees, maybe a little less because it's leather. 350 for about 30 seconds at a time. Because this is leather, I wouldn't just set down the easy press and let it sit for 30 seconds. I'm afraid the heat would discolor the leather and it wouldn't do it uniformly. So even if you used a big old easy press, I would suggest keeping the iron moving, keeping the easy press moving, so you have less chance of direct heat too long in any one location on your leather. And we just do it for about 4 minutes. And I probably am not going to make you wait the entire 4 minutes, but I will tell you how you can tell if it is heat set. When you take the iron off, it will still be hot. So take the iron off. Here, I'll show you. This is probably not done, but take this off. Let this cool down because it's going to be very hot. If you touch it right now, other than it being hot, the ink is going to feel tacky. But when it cools down, if the ink still feels tacky, it's not completely heat set. If when it's cooled down, it doesn't feel tacky, then it's heat set. And actually, that doesn't really feel tacky. So I may go over it a few more minutes a little bit later, but I would say that is heat set. So now I've got this side, cute little side. Hold my hand and I'll go anywhere with you with my little travel stamps. And then this side with my road map. And may your journey always lead you home. So cute. Okay, let's finish up. Let's finish up our tag here. So on this side, we did the little Google drop pin or whatever. This one, let's do this one. We haven't used this stamp. It says, I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list. And you know what? And this one also, you know what? I'm going to try to do both of these. Okay. This one says, I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list. And this one says, have bag, will travel. I'm going to fuzz this because I don't want to stretch it when I pull it up. Okay, so this will go. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. That one will go here. And this one will go there, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do them one at a time. And I'm going to move this up a bit. So that it fits. And I think I'll do these in black and red. I'm going to switch over to paste. And I'm going to get the red. Okay, so Chalkology Paste is our semi-permanent option. This is chalk in paste form. Does not require to be heat set. It just needs to dry. And when it's dry, it will be smudge and budge proof. But it could be removed on certain surfaces. If you have a very smooth surface, you can remove our paste. And I think I have time. I may just show you that. Okay, so I just used black. And I'm going to peel this up. Here we go. Looks so cute. Okay, and I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to dry this a bit. Put some water. And I'm going to put this one down here. Have bag travel. Same thing, paste. This is our candy apple red. Same as our red ink. Check my fingers. Peel this off. There we go. Whoops, you're overhead now. Okay, so here's this side and here's that side. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, let's see. I'm going to spray these. And we have time. Do we have time to do one more project? Hopefully you can stay. I'm going to set this down for right now. We have one more transfer in this set. This is it's like a little travel postcard. And I didn't use it on the other project, but I want to incorporate it in the little scenario that I'm going to design. So I'm actually going to put it on our board and base surface. Now this is a surface that can go horizontally or vertically. And it is reusable. So let me show you. Let's say we want to get rid of time to eat. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to just spray it with water. Because remember I told you our paste is semi-permanent. It is water soluble. I put this on several months ago. And I'm going to let that sit for a second while I look for my paste scraper. Here it is. So the water is going to kind of reactivate that paste. And let it sit for a second. Then I'm going to take a scraper. You could use like a plastic spatula. You could use the side of a credit card to do this, or we have this handy dandy tool. And I know you're looking at this thinking, but it's not all coming off. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay, that's getting that top layer off. And I'm going to get a paper towel and I'm going to wipe up all of that. And yes, there is still some ghosting there, but I'm going to get rid of that. So I'm going to get my board eraser, which is like a magic eraser, but no chemicals. And I'm going to just get it a little damp. And this is going to get every little bit of that ghosting off. Just like that. Ta-da! Okay, and I'm going to get another paper towel, dry that up. So now I have been able to use this for multiple projects. I can keep this on the back, or I can get rid of it too. And this side is ready to redo. So I'm going to put this one on. Again, I'm going to fuzz it. Come on. Grab that corner. Okay, but don't pull it from the corner, pull from a side. I'm going to fuzz it. Am I missing any comments?
Yeah, you missed Patty typing in awesome.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
Well, sent her a link.
Uh-oh. Oh, you know, I have had this has been the day of sending the wrong people the wrong messages, the wrong people the wrong invoices. I think I need to just go back to bed and start over, or I need to take more vitamins, or what is brain food? Who can tell me what is brain food? What do I need to eat for brain food? Okay, and I'm not truly going to center this because this little stand, it's actually going to drop in about 1/2 inch. So if I center it on here, it's going to drop down. So I'm going to make sure I'm closer to the top than the bottom. And let's see. I think I'm going to do this in similar colors. We already have black. We've got red, and I'm going to get, oh, I already have my Dune paste. This is what I was hoping I had in ink, but I did not have. Okay, so colors.
I think you ought to use your Dune and the red and the Dune on the black background. I think you ought to use the Dune color and the red on this.
Well, yes, but where? Dune on the stamps. On the stamps, Dune.
Not mix them up, but that's all right. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard to mix up because they're not very separated.
She thinks she's jinxing you today.
Oh no, it's just me. Okay, I'm gonna do Dune on the stamps and the word travel. And then I'm going to do red for My Heart Was Made To. And like you saw, if I don't like it, I could clean it off and try it again with some different colors. Okay. I'm gonna stop right there. I don't want this to dry in the screen, so I pasted it. Now I'm going to peel it up, just the part that I chalked. It's pretty. And I get my dryer, hit it real quick with my dryer. I didn't peel up the whole thing. I just want to release that paste from the screen, because if it dries in the screen, when I peel up the screen, it will peel up the paste, and I don't want that. Okay, and then let's do, this is kind of skinny, so I'm going to use my, what's it called, detail tool to do My Heart Was Made To. I'm going to do that in red. Ooh, I know what I could do. I could do travel in ombre. What do you think? Should I travel in ombre?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to get that off. I'm going to peel that up because I'm going to take a little more time. Okay, My Heart Was Made To. Okay, so I'm going to do travel in red and Dune ombre. So I'm going to start with the red, and I'm going to just go halfway up. Doesn't have to be a perfect line. I'm just going to go halfway up with the red. Then I'm going to switch over to my Dune, and I'm going to go the other halfway. Oops, smeared some of that red. That's okay. That'll be all part of the ombre. So I'm leaving a little bit of extra paste where the two colors meet. Making sure I've got that bottom line chalked. Okay, so I've got the colors kind of butted up to each other, a little bit of a gap. Now I'm going to get my finger damp, not very much water at all, not dripping, and I'm going to work the light into the dark to blend them. And if my finger gets too heavy with the dark, I need to clean it off and start over. Not start over, but okay, I'm going to add just a little more of the dune. And that should blend the colors subtly together if all went well. Okay, so let's peel this up. Let's see what it looks like. Cute. I like it. I like it. Let me put that aside. Okay, there we have it. Let me dry it. So I've shown you all 4 of the transfers in this series. Again, if you are interested in these transfers, you can type the word anywhere because they're the Anywhere with You series. And you'll get a link to my site and you'll be able to see what they look like because I have them all cut apart right now. You can see what they look like, and if you're interested in purchasing, you can purchase straight from there. This probably needs a little more dry time, but I'm going to. Okay. So there we go. And I can change out that ribbon because I just have it attached on the sides with a little dot of glue. If that ribbon doesn't go with my decor, let me put lids on this, and then let me show you both pieces together. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to show you how to clean a transfer. I'm not going to clean all of them. I'm just going to show you one. So let's take this one I just did. Okay. You want to clean these up pretty soon. If you let them go, you can let them go for a couple weeks. It just is a little harder to clean. So make it easier on yourself and clean them up pretty quickly. We clean them with just plain water. And I'm going to start with, you could use a paper towel. I'm going to use a Swedish dishcloth, which is like a reusable paper towel. And that just gets that top layer of paste or ink. You clean it the same way if you used ink. It gets that top layer off. This saves a little wear and tear on your board eraser. This is reusable, so I can just wring that out and use it again. Next, I'm going to switch over to my board eraser, maybe give it another spray. And with this board eraser, I think I already said it's like a magic eraser, but there's no chemicals. You do not want to use chemicals on your transfers. And this is pulling that paste out of the screen. Now you need to wash both sides. Same thing. Spray. Maybe the clean side of your board eraser. If your board eraser gets too gunky, just rinse it out. Okay. And my goal is to get all of that paste out of the screen because that's where the magic happens. You can see that there is some staining on this. That's because especially our red is very highly pigmented. So it has stained the plastic, but as long as you get the paste out of the screen, you are good to go. So I'm going to let this air dry. Don't forget about it, but after 10 or 15 minutes, it'll be air dry. I'm going to put it back on its backer sheet and store it away in its little plastic sleeve, and it will be good to go, reusable at least a dozen times for your next project. So pretty easy. That's how you clean them all. Bigger transfers you might want to take to the sink. That's actually the easiest way to clean transfers, is just clean them in your sink or your bathtub if they're the really big ones. But anyway, you've seen that. So here is our little stand-up thing. Here is the side we did today. And I'm going to attach this little thing because that's what we worked on today. And I'm just going to tie a little bow and find a place to display this, take some good photos of it, and put it online for you all. So if you missed the first half where we did the other side, feel free to click on that and watch the replay. And you know what? I'm gonna switch that over there. No, I'm gonna put it up there. How's that? Okay. All my junk. Let me get my junk out of the picture. I'm gonna pose. And that's my screenshot, so I don't look like a maniac. But cute little project. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for those of you that stayed on to watch. I hope you'll follow our page. And let's see, I think we will be on again tomorrow evening. And until then, happy crafting. Do something creative every day. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.